Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video. Willow decides to move back in with Nina. Willow makes a big move after Carly and Drew's public fight, and Joss' decision results in a possibly deadly mistake. Today on General Hospital, Sasha is furious with Cody. Drew asks Maxie for help, and Lucas questions Carly about her relationship with Jack. All products and services featured are independently chosen by editors. However, Soaps.com may receive a commission on orders placed through its retail links, and the retailer may receive certain auditable data for accounting purposes. At her place, Liz and Lucky's romantic dance is interrupted when Rick drops by unannounced. He hopes he's not interrupting. Liz asks what brings him by. He brings news that she's allowed back to work at GH, and Liz thanks him. Lucky pipes up and says they could use Rick's help and asks him to find out the terms of Cyrus' parole. Rick agrees to see what he can find out, but only as a favor to Liz. Rick takes off, and Liz asks Lucky what that was about. Lucky explains these are desperate times, and they have to find a way to stop Cyrus one way or another. If they can find a way to bust Cyrus for violating his parole, then he'll at least go back to jail. Liz thinks he means to frame Cyrus. Lucky says he'll handle this on his own. Liz agrees that Cyrus needs to be stopped no matter what, so she is willing to help. At the Metro Court, there are gasps all around when Drew tells Carly that her beloved Jason knocked up Sasha. Carly accuses him of making this up. Drew reveals that Cody told him that Jason was the father. Sasha blows up, rushes over, and says her life is none of their damn business. Sasha says she is not a pawn in Drew's Quartermain feud, and he knows nothing about her life or this baby, so leave them both alone. Sasha then storms out. Carly tells Drew that he had no right to trash Sasha's reputation or privacy and is inserting himself into situations that don't involve him. She says at least now everyone knows he's sleeping with his nephew's wife, and what kind of man he really is. Carly walks out, and Drew tells Anna he's sorry for the interruption. He reiterates he won't interfere if she wants to arrest Sonny and Jason. Anna tells him using his position to influence a case against them would be inappropriate. Meanwhile, the deception table gossips about what just happened. Tracy is furious that Willow had Drew back on the grounds and wants to set things straight with her. Brooklyn asks Tracy to let her handle that. Anna sits down with Felicia to talk about this development regarding Sasha. Felicia doesn't know who will have the bigger stroke over Jason fathering Sasha's baby, Robert or Mac. Back at the deception table, only Maxie, Lulu, and Lucy are left. Lucy doesn't hate the idea of Sasha and Jason. Maxie says what Drew revealed tonight he had no right to. Drew walks over, thinks his ears are burning, and asks to speak to Maxie. They step aside, and she asks Drew what he needs. He needs a mother's advice. He reveals he bought a house for him and Scout in town as he didn't want to uproot her. He needs a decorator, and she knows Sam's likes, which may comfort Scout to have a home that feels like her mom. Maxie tells him that he actually sounds like a great dad and that she'd be happy to help. She looks at the specs of his house and notes it is very big. He explains it allows for growth. Anna and Lulu end up at the bar as Lucy runs around gossiping. Anna offers to buy Lulu a drink, but Lulu didn't come over to see her for a drink. Anna assumes she wants something. Lulu needs to know where Jack is. Anna suggests she call his office. Lulu has 1,000,000 times, so she'll probably to just ask Carly put her in touch with him. Lulu asks Anna if she's heard anything about her daughter. Anna says she hasn't, and she doesn't think Jack is keeping anything from her either. All they know is Charlotte and Valentine briefly resurfaced in Germany. Lucy meanwhile gabs to Felicia and wonders if Jason and Sasha, Molly and Christina over to her house. Alexis believes Danny needs to know the truth about his mother's murder before the media gets wind of it. Alexis asks Molly to go pick Danny up, so she departs. Alone, Christina tells her mom this is a mistake. She says Danny is a 15-year-old boy. They don't know who killed his mother, and he could act out if this news. Alexis says the longer they wait to tell him, the longer Danny could learn the truth another way, and they could lose him if he hears this from someone else. Nina drops by the Keys gatehouse, and Willow first assumes she is Carly, who has returned. Nina asks Willow if it's going well with the Quartermains. Willow wishes she was still living with Nina, but Nina thinks this is where she is supposed to be. She believes being here will allow everyone to cool down. Nina brings up her mentioning Carly earlier. Willow says she dropped by to bring her news on Michael, and then disappeared when she went to make them tea. Brooklyn soon shows up and tells them Drew and Carly had a major blow-up at the Metro Court, and now everyone knows Willow had Drew over. She explains that Carly found the tie that he left here. Nana notes that explains Carly's abrupt departure. Brooklyn says there were rules about her staying here, and she could have met Drew anywhere else. Willow says clearly that living here has presented an issue, so she asks Nina if she can come back and live with her. Nina says she can. Brooklyn asks Willow to stop, think, and take a breather. She can stay here, just don't see Drew here. Willow says this is her home. Nina tells her daughter that a lot has happened to her recently, so she needs to take time on to be on her own and think about how to move forward. Willow agrees she needs to figure things out, but can do it while still seeing Drew. Willow states she is moving back in with her mother, and Brooklyn says Tracy will freak out. Willow says Tracy doesn't have a legal leg to stand on. In the Quartermain kitchen, Cody arrives looking for Sasha, but she's not around. Dante is drinking a beer and reveals he's been put on leave, and it turns out Sam was murdered. Cody says this is crazy, and he doesn't know what to say. Dante says he couldn't say Sam, so all that is left is to go after the son of the bitch that killed her. Molly arrives to pick up Danny, and Dante heads up to get him. Cody tells Molly how sorry he is about Sam, and the two talk about how great she was. Dante brings Danny down, and Danny wonders why Grandma wants to see him. Molly says she'll explain when they get there. They leave, and Dante and Cody talk about how it will be rough for Danny to find out about his mom. Cody thinks Dante needs to be there for Danny, but Dante says Danny has a father. Cody snarks, a worthless one. Dante wonders what happened with him and Jason. Just then, Sasha saunters in and gives Cody a death stare. She asks Dante to give them space, so he leaves. Cody knows what this is about. Sasha asks where he gets off, telling everyone that Jason is the father of her baby. Cody says it wasn't everyone, and he is, isn't he? She states that it is none of his business and wonders where he got this idea. He explains he saw them the other night at the boathouse, and he's sorry for caring about her. He admits he didn't take the news that they are related well. He thought it would be them planning a future. She didn't react well either, and he asks if that's why she slept with Jason. She tells him it's none of his business. She yells related or not, they are still friends, and he's being a crappy one right now. He apologizes, congratulates her to speak to Sasha, but she doesn't want to hear what Tracy has to say. Tracy insists she'll want to hear this. She says if Jason is her baby's father, no one will take her baby from her. Sasha points out she just tried to take Willow's kids, but Tracy insists that is different. She assures Sasha that she has her full support to raise her child as she sees fit. Sasha was not expecting that and thanks her. Tracy explains she's a mother too, and she loves her boys. She raised Dylan on her own, and as women, they deserve to live their lives on their own terms. Tracy, however, says the baby daddy speculation will get awkward when Jason gets home, so she should devise a game plan. Back at Alexis' place, Alexis tells Christina they owe it to Sam to tell Danny the truth because it's what she'd want. Eventually, Molly arrives with Danny, and he asks what this is about. Cyrus arrives at the hospital, and Brad says he has been banned, so leave or he'll call the cops. Cyrus insists he is only spreading God's word. Brad calls him a hypocrite hiding behind his Bible while trying to convince the world he's a changed man. He orders him to leave, and Cyrus storms out. Carly shows up at the hospital after getting a ton of texts from Lucas. He drags her into an exam room and says Jack was just here as a patient and that he had a lot to say. Lucas asks if she is dating a WSB agent. Carly slyly lets out a maybe. Lucas asks if they slept together, and Carly says they haven't crossed that line. Lucas says they need to have the conversation they should have when she got together with Sonny. He tells her Jack is a WSB agent who will keep things from her, and she can't be with someone who doesn't tell her the truth. He tells her not to make the same mistake twice and to take up with someone who lies for a living. Joss tries to pick the lock to Cyrus' apartment but is caught by the super. She claims to be from the mission and Cyrus was supposed to leave her a key and asks if he can let her in. She explains she works with Brother Cyrus and needs the master list for the food drive. He unlocks the door for her and takes off to take care of some pipe issues. Joss sneaks into Cyrus' room and begins searching it. She finds his Bible with a passage marked when someone opens the door. It's only the super who asks if she found what she needed. She says she did, grabs a piece of paper, and walks out. Later, Cyrus returns home and notices his Bible has been moved around. He finds a dried flower in it and wonders who has been in his place. On the next General Hospital, Chase asks Dante not to do anything reckless. Nana tells Drew that if he's looking for a fight, she's happy to oblige. Willow says, deep down, she was right. Lucas realizes Carly has no intention of backing off Jack. Joss meets with Jack and says she'll find proof that Cyrus killed Dex. Watch GH on Hulu $7.99. Bye now.